What's going on, people? Hi, Mortius. Um, it's been a little bit. I've been on vacation for a week, so just kind of doing my thing. I was still posting Instagram videos, but it was mostly just trying to chillax and enjoy the time with my family. So, but one thing I've been wanting to actually say. This was the next video in line. Was a lot of people when they start the meditation and they learn things like the 3 R's and techniques, and it winds up really helping them. And then, but still sometimes, they can wake up and they'll still won't feel right, even if they're meditating and, keeping up with those techniques. Sometimes they just don't feel, in general good well-being or whatever sometimes. And a lot of times people forget that there's actually three really important things. They're like your basic needs that you gotta really watch. And I didn't learn this until I started noticing, because after I started learning these things and learning how to be happier, I really become aware of when I'm not. I'm become very aware of when I don't feel right, and the way that certain things affect me. You become a lot more aware of it, because once you feel that, and that happiness, you're very aware when you start to not feel it, because it sucks when it goes away. So there's three things that are very important that you have to stay on top of and be very consistent with, especially when you're trying to meditate and do all of those things. One thing is your diet. A lot of people don't realize how much your diet affects the way you feel. Even though you are what you eat, I mean, it's a lot of people. Everybody knows that phrase, but not a lot of people actually take it in and hear it, because you really are what you eat. And if you eat a bunch of shitty chips, you're gonna feel like a shitty chip. You're gonna feel like crap. If you eat a bunch of crappy junk food out the vending machine, you're gonna start feeling like crap. And if you keep doing it like all the time, and you're mostly eating junk, you'll notice your body starting to respond to it and start to become junky. It's like, but you might start getting a gut or something. You might start developing health issues over time. You never know. Like it can, a lot of things like that really affects you. A lot of what you eat really affects how you feel. And I've noticed I still eat meat and everything, but I'm kind of trying to stray away from it a little bit. But that's just a personal thing for me. It's another story. But I've noticed I went like a week straight where I was eating nothing but vegetables and fruits. But it wasn't really mainly for that. It was just a week straight of not being strict on myself and not eating anything like junk food. And honestly, it felt like amazing. You just don't. A lot of people don't realize how much your diet affects the way you feel. So if you try to stay away from high sugar things like sodas, it's really bad. It's really bad. I watch a lot of people that I know develop issues from soda, and they refuse to really believe it's that. But you can tell it's what you can tell the things that are really affecting them. And so things like soda, I'm not saying you can't have a soda here and there. I'm not trying to sit there and tell you that you can't do this and that this won't work. That's not the case. But if you keep doing that over time, it's going to affect the way you feel. And even if you're meditating strongly, it's going to affect you, because health wise, your diet is really affecting how you feel. And if you're eating a lot of stuff like that, no matter how much you're really meditating, it may help, but it won't be as effective, because your body, your basic needs, and vitamins and everything aren't being met right. So, because your body is a temple, we're connected, mind, body, and soul, and we need to take care of everything, not just our brains. You know what I mean? We can't, not just our spirits. You got to take care of everything. So diet is very important. So that's one. Do not forget that. Here's the second thing. Sleep. Oh my God, I can't stress how important it is, because even like last week, one day I woke up I'm sorry, one day I didn't wake up because I didn't go to sleep because I had worked the night before. I got like 2 hours of sleep. Okay, so I woke up and I was tired, but I went and I got things done. But towards the end, like the evening more, I really just was getting irritable, and things were starting to kind of make me angry, a little like stronger, to the point where the 3 R's doesn't always like really help. Like I can't really like put oomph behind it and use it, because I'm just so irritable. And then I started really thinking. I was like, oh, okay, I don't have enough sleep, and so I have to recharge. So no matter how much I'm sitting there trying to meditate and really focus, like my body isn't in the right state it needs to be in. Even if this is, well, I mean, even if I'm missing like a lot of sleep, this isn't going to be really right in the right state. But that's my point. It's like the body, the physical part is very important too. So if you're not getting your sleep, or you're like losing a good 3 hours of sleep or something out of your normal pattern every day, towards the end of that week, it's gonna start catching up with you. And the thing is, it slowly kind of comes in when it happens like that. Like I'm not saying like if you pull an all nighter, it's very obvious that you're deprived of sleep, and it's like I gotta sleep. I'm feeling like crap. But it's like if it's over time, and you're kind of slowly not getting enough sleep every day, you'll feel that because towards the end of the week, it's bad because you might not realize that that's what it is. You might not realize that those hours are catching up to you, and that's what's making it that it'll do the same thing. It'll start making you kind of feel like crap, and techniques won't feel like they're as strong. Just like how or any kind of hobby or any kind of game, you play it long enough, you do it long enough, you start to like kind of lose it a little bit, and you kind of like your skill kind of starts to not really be as good because you're sitting there just doing it for like hours and hours straight, and you kind of start like. That's why I say when you do it, you learn things new, and then you sleep and meditate on them because you have to sometimes you refresh. Like I'll learn something on guitar, and I'll be sitting there practicing it and practicing it. I'm doing good. Then eventually I'll start not being able to do it, and then I go to sleep. The next day I wake up, first try, I'm doing it a lot better. It's sleep is really important, and it's one of the most important things as well. I mean, all three of these are very important. So, sleep, diet. And the third thing I'm going to say is exercise. I'm not saying you got to go to the gym every day. You don't have to have a gym membership. You don't got to be pumping them guns all day, every day. No. But you can't sit around, and never do anything. And you can't let that catch up with you. Even if you're a big gamer. I love playing games. I love games. But when I start really sitting down a little bit, I'm like, I got to get up. I got to do something. I got to, or if you're playing Call of Duty or something, in between matches in the lobby, just jump behind, do a couple push-ups, or do anything you can. Because I know not everybody has a skinny body type or a bigger body type. Not everybody's different. But whatever works for you, any kind of exercise you can do. Even if it's just little leg raises, I'm telling you, anything. Exercise is also a good way to release energy. Because I've noticed because I'm a person that used to build up a lot of anger really fast. And I've noticed that if if I'm doing my things, my meditations and everything, sometimes if I'm not working out with it, when I do start getting a little ticked off, before I, try to use the 3 hours to stop it, it'll feel like the rage is just coming even stronger. Like it's like faster than usual because I'm sitting there and pushing it off, but I'm not staying active, and I'm not pushing. I do push-ups, and I'm not doing my push-ups and releasing that energy. That's an actual thing. The body, it releases things. I can't remember the word for it. I'm sorry. I should have looked it up before I got on here. But I understand how it works. It's my way of taking that anger, taking that energy, and putting it into a good output. Like doing my push-ups. When I'm really pushing, I will think about all the things that make me angry and piss me the hell off while I'm failing, and just it makes me push harder, and that kind of gives that release. Kind of like how like I used to break things. When I used to get angry, I would throw something, and then once something broke, I was okay. Or like if someone really wants to fight somebody, they're just getting angry, and then the two wind up fighting. Not that I condone that, but the two wind up fighting and everything. And then everybody cools down. Everything's over. They just got out all that energy. That's not really a good example. But I'm saying exercise and doing things like that, just pushing, it's like you're releasing that energy in a way. Because your body is just building up all this anger and crap. It needs to go somewhere. Like energy, just because we can't see it, it's there. It's there. Like I'm going to post this video by using a network. I'm on an iPad. It's wireless. I can't see the network, but it's there. It works. So all this energy is here. Trust me, these frequencies are very real. So it's good. It's very important to exercise and stay up with that. stay up with that energy output, because while you may be using the 3 R's and releasing a little bit of that energy, there's probably a lot that's still kind of staying over. So exercise is just, it's very important, and it's also good because if you're sitting there not doing anything, just like the diet I was talking about, the overtime effect, over time it will catch up with you. And then a lot of times I really hate it. It really makes me upset because there's some 80-year-olds out there that go to the gym, and I mean they're in better shape than me. And that's the craziest thing to me. It's because they never sat down and just did nothing. They never let that get to them, because a lot of people, it's really sad, they'll sit there and they won't ever exercise, and that's fine for like the first couple of years, and then over time, before they realize it, they're starting to get older, and then problems start to show up. Then they go to the doctors because they're having problems. They don't know where it's coming from. And then the doctor is like, oh, it's this and that. It gives you a medication. And then that winds up giving you more problems. It's really, it's the thing is, we got to get it at the source. And I'm telling you, when you don't exercise, you're really risking yourself to a lot of health issues in the future to come. That's why they're so devastating, because they don't just come like that. It's not It's not something that just comes like that. It's over time. That's why it's so devastating, because you don't see it coming. And once it comes, it's very hard to undo. So I just wanted to get those three things out there: diet, exercise, and sleep. Very important. So while you're doing your meditation, breathing exercises, yoga, whatever it is that works for you. But I mean, I would hope that you're using the techniques that I'm kind of sharing, because they're very helpful. I mean, they're usually a lot. A lot of the techniques are kind of the same, like in other forms that people teach and other things. They kind of all revolve around the same idea. So while you're using all those techniques and everything, just do not forget about your sleep. Maintain your sleep. Watch what you're eating, and if you do eat something, just remember, like, if you start feeling like bad from it, just remember that you know why. Be aware that it's probably because of something you ate. It's very possible. And exercise, sleep, and your diet. So, sorry, I never write a script before I do these. I just turn them on and I just go. So sometimes I get myself a little lost. But yes, just maintain those 3 basic needs while sticking with the techniques, and I'm telling you, it'll work magic for you. You just got to stick with it.